Good morning, third grade. Today we are doing pages 535 to 536, numbers 4 through 12. Remember, we are skipping number 10. This lesson, we are working on ordering fractions. So we're going to be using the skills that we've been practicing when we're comparing two fractions, and we're adding one more fraction in to order them, either from greatest to least or least to greatest. Please make sure you're following those directions. If you order fractions from greatest to least when they actually want you to order them from least to greatest, unfortunately, it's wrong. So you really have to follow those directions. If you need fraction tiles, please help yourself to them. You can also think about the strategies that we've been working on all week, especially same denominator and same numerator. All of the fractions we are going to see today all have the same numerator or same denominator. So really think about those strategies. All right, let's start with number 4. Okay, you may jump ahead right now if you have the same answer that I have for number 4. Let's take a closer look at this. I see here that all 3 of these fractions have the same denominator. When the denominator is the same, we look up at the numerator. The smaller the numerator, the smaller the fraction. So if I look at these 3 numerators, 6 is the largest, 2 is the least. According to my directions, I want to order from greatest to least. So my greatest is going to be 6/6, followed by 5/6, followed by 2/6. If you needed fraction tiles to see that is absolutely okay. Use them all you want. But really thinking about the denominators would have really helped you here. All right, take a look at my answer for number 5. If you had that, move ahead to number 6. Let's take a closer look at this. When I look at all 3 of these fractions, I see that they all have a 1 in the numerator. That means I can use the same numerator strategy. When the numerators are the same, look at the denominator. The smaller the denominator, the larger the fraction. So here I see 2 is the smallest. That means this whole is only cut up into 2 pieces. Those 2 pieces are going to be a lot bigger than my eighths. So 1/2 would be my largest, followed by 1/4, and finally 1/8. Please make sure you followed the directions. We're greatest to least here. If you started with 1/8 instead of 1/2, unfortunately it's wrong. Again, use the same numerator strategy, or take a look at your fraction tiles and use them to help you. Okay, take a look at my answer for number 6. If you have the same thing, move ahead to number 7. Let's take a closer look. I see here that all 3 of my numerators are the same. When the numerators are the same, look down at the denominator. The smaller the denominator, the larger the fraction. So here, because the directions say we are going from least to greatest, I want my greatest fraction first. Or I'm sorry, my least fraction first. So this is the opposite of what we were just doing. So because I know that the smaller the denominator, the larger the fraction, I'm looking for the largest denominator right now. So I see 8 is the largest denominator. That means this is the least fraction here. So 6/8, followed by 6/3, and finally the largest fraction, 6/2. And if you needed to use fraction tiles to see that is a-okay. You could have also cross-multiplied here. You would have just had to do 2 separate butterflies. So you could start with the first 2 fractions, 6/3 and 6/2, figure out which one is the least, and then use that and compare it with this final fraction. All right, here is my answer for number 7. If you have the same thing I do, move ahead now. Let's take a closer look. So I see all 3 of these fractions have the same denominator. When the denominator is the same, I look up at the numerator. The greater the numerator, the greater the fraction. So keep in mind, the directions say to go from least to greatest. So my least is 2/2, followed by 4/2, and then last 8/2. Okay, let's look at number 8. The hardest thing to realize here for number 8 is that they want the ingredients listed, not the fractions. You had to really be a careful reader. So take a look at my ingredients. If you had exactly what I have, you may move ahead now. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so we have 2/6, 2/3, 2/4. I notice right away that the numerators are all 2. When the numerators are the same, look down at the denominator. The smaller the denominator, the larger the fraction. I'm going from greatest to least, so I want to look for the smallest denominator first. So first, this would be 2/3. That belongs to water. That's how we got water right there. Next is 2/4. 2/4 belongs to milk. That's where we got milk right here. Finally, 2/6. That is the smallest amount or the least amount, so that belongs to oil. That's where we got oil right there. If you needed to cross multiply or in other words, use the butterfly method or use fraction tiles, that is absolutely okay. Whatever you need to do to figure this out. It's all about figuring out what works best for your brain and sticking with that strategy. The answer to number 9 is Gina's sailboat. Jump ahead now if you had that. Let's take a closer look. The question asks for the longest distance. That means we want the largest fraction. So whenever I look at my 3 fractions, I notice that all 3 have the same denominator. When fractions have the same denominator, we look up at the numerator. The greater the numerator, the greater the fraction. We have 3 in the numerator, 6 in the numerator, and 4 in the numerator. So the greatest here would be 6/6. Now our answer is not 6/6. We need to think about whose sailboat went 6/6 mile, and that was Gina's. So Gina's sailboat is our answer. If you needed to use fraction tiles or use the butterfly method, that works just as well. But here I think the fastest strategy would have definitely been the same denominator strategy. The second answer to number 9 is Greg's sailboat. In this question, for number 9, the second question, we want the shortest distance. So we want the smallest fraction. So same thing, I see the same denominator, so I'm going to look up at the numerator. The smallest numerator is 3. So I know 3/6 is the smallest fraction. That's not the answer, though. I need to think about whose sailboat went 3/6 of a mile, and that was Greg's. So Greg's sailboat went the shortest distance. Okay, remember, we skipped number 10, so now let's look at number 11. You should have done number 11 with Professor Berger. This was the same question. So for number 11, there are multiple answers you could have provided, but I hope you used the same one as Professor Berger. Here are 3 possible answers we could have had. You only need one. If you did not get one of these, please make sure to go back and revisit this Math on the Spot video and listen to what Professor Berger has to say. Let's move on to number 12. All right, here is our answer for number 12. When I look at all 3 of these fractions, the first thing I notice is that they all have a 2 in the numerator. So remember, when fractions have the same numerator, look down at the denominator. The smaller the denominator, the greater the fraction. So 2/3 would be the greatest fraction. 2/8 would be the least fraction. So we're ordering from least to greatest, so you can see here we put them in order from least to greatest. If you wanted to use the butterfly method, you could have done that. You could have also used fraction tiles. Let's take a closer look at how we could have used the butterfly method for this. All right, I'm going to start with my 2 fractions that are listed first, 2/4 and 2/3. I'm going to draw the butterfly wings, and I'm going to cross multiply. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 2 is 6. Because 8 is bigger than 6, I know that 2/3 is the greater fraction of these 2. So now let's take that 2/3, they were the winner of that battle, and let's compare 2/3 with our final fraction, 2/8. So we draw the butterfly wings. 3 times 2 is 6. 8 times 2 is 16. 2/3 is bigger because 16 is bigger than 6. So look at that, 2/3 won both times. So I definitely know that 2/3 is the greatest fraction here. So now I still need to figure out which is greater, which is less, 2/3 or 2/8. I definitely know 2/3 is going to be my greatest fraction. So now we need to compare 2/4 and 2/8. All right, I draw my butterfly wings. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 is bigger than 8, so I know 2/4 is larger than 2/8. So remember, 2/3 we found was the greatest. We see down here that 2/4 is bigger than 2/8, so I wrote that in the middle. 2/4 is the middle fraction, and the least fraction is 2/8. So that's how you could use the butterfly method when you have 3 or more fractions that you're trying to order. I think looking for the same numerator or same denominator is a little bit faster, but this works every time too. Awesome job today, my friends. You may look up on the board for your next activity.